Well, the River Nile is important to Israel's story, not least because it's where Moses bursts onto the scene. His mother was trying to hide him because Pharaoh was trying to kill the Hebrew male babies, and she hid him for as long as she could, and then realized she had to entrust him to God, so she made that famous Moses basket. We still put our kids in Moses baskets when they're little. Well, this one was made of tar, and she floated him in the bulrushes on the River Nile in the hope that God would bring mercy. Interestingly, the writer of Exodus uses the same word for this basket as the word for the ark in the story of Noah. There is salvation coming through this figure, like the ark. Well, it turns out Pharaoh's daughter comes down to bathe, sees the little baby, and decides to adopt him. She looks around for some help, and there's a girl standing nearby, happens to be Moses' sister, but she doesn't realize this. She says, "Would you mind helping?" Moses' sister goes and gets Moses' mother, who then looks after her own son right under the nose of Pharaoh, who is paying her wages to do so. It's actually a beautiful, ironic story of God's purpose working through and over and against anything that human rulers can do to stop it. Well, Moses grew up then in Pharaoh's palace, the Prince of Egypt, until one day when he was grown up, knowing he was a Hebrew. I mean, he'd been circumcised. He saw an Egyptian beating one of his own people. He beat the Egyptian until he died and then had to flee into the wilderness as a result. Moses' life then began at the River Nile, and he'll return here in the next part of the story, where the Nile will turn to blood in the plagues. The River Nile, just outside Cairo.